Right, so let's start. Hello, I'm Sandra Mouton from the Regional Centre for Europe of FIT, the International Federation of Translators. I'm going to talk to you today about how you can get the most of memberships in professional associations of translators and interpreters, and how you can do that as a newcomer to the profession, which is a different angle as to a more experienced, established translator. I will focus on the perspective of freelancers because all the surveys show that a majority of translators and interpreters work freelance and are not employed in a salaried position by an organization. But this should be applicable to any newcomer, regardless of employment status. If you have questions, please put them in the chat and I will try and address them at the end of the presentation. So to start, what can you get from joining professional associations as you're starting out in the profession? First, you can access training and professional tools. Regarding training, there's the fact that most associations offer continuous professional development, CPD for short, and they do that at a discount to their own members, usually a big discount. So this continuous professional development comes in different formats. You have in-person events. You also have a lot of webinars. Some of them may even be free to members. You have one-off sessions or you have longer courses over several weeks, and you have big events like conferences that also provide training and CPD. You will have a variety of topics from purely translation skills, but with a professional angle rather than academic, like you would have in a translation master's program. For example, you can have trainings on using your voice in the best way for interpreters. You can have specific course on translating contracts for legal translators, and so on and so forth. You will have trainings on various technologies, most importantly on CAT tools. You will also have trainings on how to become a certified or sworn translator or interpreter in your own country, if that is applicable to you. And you will have courses for colleagues who are starting out in the profession. For example, you have Preparing for Professional Practice, the course that is offered by the Institute of Translation and Interpreting in the UK, the ITI. All these different trainings are offered by professional associations. But if that professional association considered is a member of a federation, of a larger network, then usually you will be able to access through the sister organizations in that network, you will be able to access an even larger offering, especially an offering in other languages. A case in point is associations that are part of FIT Europe, so of the Regional Centre for Europe of the International Federation of Translators. So those associations, offer their training and advertise their trainings on a CPD calendar. You will have, if you look at the chat, you will have the link there. I put it there. So through membership of one of those FIT Europe associations, you access all the other trainings. So that is for the training part of things. I am sorry, I hear noises. I think someone needs to mute their mic, please. Thank you. You also have access to professional tools. That is because a lot of associations are able to negotiate discounts on tools that they can then offer to their members. So that's discounts on group prices. That applies to CAT tools, for example, to specialized dictionaries, and also to professional indemnity insurance, which is part of professional practice for a number of specialisms. Another tool that is less focused on actually being a translator, or that is less focused on your practice when you translate or interpret, but that is quite important nevertheless as a professional tool, is that although conditions vary from one association to the next, most of them have online directories where they list professionals. For example, you have the Annuaire of the Société française des traducteurs, the French association. That means that it will be a tool for you to be listed on as a professional, and to become findable by potential clients. And it will also be a tool for you to find colleagues in other specialisms or language combinations. More about that later. So talking about colleagues, that is another big benefit of being a member of a professional association, and it is that it allows you to learn from experienced colleagues, both formally and informally. For the formal part, it is mostly linked to mentoring programs that more and more professional associations offer. For example, you have Boussole, the mentoring program of the Société française des traducteurs, the SFT, the French association. Informally, there's a variety of options. First, almost all professional associations have forums. So those forums that are open only to members. Forums where you can ask terminology queries, where you can also get advice about clients, about specific potential clients' business practices, their reputation. You can ask colleagues if they have experience working with that potential client. So this is very reassuring as a newcomer, because then you know more about accepting work from a specific client. You also have articles in the newsletter or the association's bulletin, and you will also have, and this is not to be underestimated, social gatherings. For example, most associations will have a general meeting every year, and this is usually free for members. So this is a place where you can engage and meet colleagues, have a chat with them. And another point that is not to be underestimated is the value of the conversations that you can have at the coffee break, in the queue to the buffet at conferences. And this leads us to the importance of networking and networking and engaging. And I need to switch to the next slide. Here we go. Networking and engaging both within the profession and beyond. First, and this is very important, it is crucial for your mental health. Because especially if you are straight out of university, you will have had a rich and lively, hopefully, social life there. And you will be moving to a profession that is, again, mostly a freelance profession, and freelance loneliness can be brutal. So it's important to be aware of that and to guard against that. The part where professional associations come in for this is that they hold social events quite regularly, for example, monthly meetups, which is a good way to catch up and engage with the larger world. The other thing that is important is that as a translator or interpreter, you need to keep your vocabulary and your general knowledge current. In order to do that, you need to talk to people, you need to engage with the world. So another important thing. A different side of things, the more business part more of a business angle, is that networking within a professional association is a source of clients, because translators and interpreters are constantly recommending colleagues in other language, other specialisms, other countries. You will discover as you work your way into the profession that often your clients ask you, do you know, can you do this, that language, that specialism, or do you know someone who can? And so colleagues will have the same experience. And the thing is, they can't recommend you to that client asking about your specific profile. They can't recommend you if they don't know you. So you need to go and meet them. Beyond the part where it's important to network and engage beyond the profession, is that also these professional associations are a gateway to outside opportunities. For example, quite often institutions or large companies, if they are on a recruitment drive like the UN or the EU, or if they offer internships, they will turn to professional associations and ask the associations to publicize that to their own members. So you will have access to those opportunities that way. Also, through the forums that I spoke about earlier, you will have announcements there about clients looking for a very specific profile. And so if that profile fits yours, then you will be able to seize that opportunity. Again, beyond the profession, there is the fact that regional associations, especially, are often members of business organizations like chambers of commerce. For example, my own regional network of the ITI, the Western Regional Group, is based in Bristol, is a member of the Chamber of Commerce Business West. This is a way to find potential clients, and this is also a way to access training that is not translation oriented. It could be business training, it could also be training on specific subject matter aspects. If you have a specialism in technical translation, for example, accessing training in the technical field you translated is useful. And finally, quite often, as professional associations have a stand at trade fairs where the members can attend and speak to the general public. Again, a potential source of clients. And you will have the same sort of things, not with a stand, but with the professional association offering discounted tickets to book fairs, for example. So I've been talking about all the benefits of joining a professional association. Now, how do you do that as a newcomer, especially if you don't have a big budget and if you're a bit overwhelmed with choice? On the budget part of things, an important thing to keep in mind is if you are still at university, a lot of professional associations offer a cheaper student membership. You also have associations like, again, the ITI in the UK that offer different grades of membership. And this means that, so you have grades like supporter of the ITI, then you have associate, then you have qualified member, and you all the way up to fellow of the ITI. This is a way to access the benefits of a professional association. First, as a newcomer to the profession, but also to the association itself, and then work your way up deeper and deeper in the within the association, and this is a way to do that at your own rhythm and at the rhythm of your budget as well. You also have another option, which is that regional and local associations of translators and interpreters tend to have lower subscription dues. So again, this is a way to access a lot of benefits without having to spend a large budget, which would be unreasonable as you're starting out, because of course you want to have a prudent financial planning. Regarding the regional and local association angle, keep in mind that some national associations have regional branches that you can join separately from the national association. This is the case of the ITI in the UK. So again, potentially a first step. Something else about the budget thing. It is generally a good idea, if you can, to join a professional association both from your source language country and from your target language country. If you can't initially do both, just pick the cheapest country or cheapest association. And then later on, when you have a more comfortable budget for that, you can join that other association. Now, how to pick the association that will give you the most opportunities? I would recommend joining an association that is a member of FIT, the International Federation of Translators, because, as I said before, that will give you access to discounted CPD from the sister associations within that federation. The other reason is because FIT is a worldwide association, so it means that it will be a gateway to the whole world, to associations, colleagues, networking opportunities all around the world. It's also relevant if your working languages are not European languages. Again, if you like to, it's generally, in my opinion, a good idea to pick an association that is part of a federation, because it gives you more opportunities. If you have more of a European angle, and also if you're interested in joining an association that deals with specialized translation, I would recommend checking out the European Federations of Audiovisual Translators in Europe, AVTE, if you're interested in audiovisual translation, or if you are interested or actually practicing literary translation, looking at joining an association that is a member of CEATL.
1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. Within the association, it's interesting to join the several networks, language networks, regional networks, and subject matter networks. In this way, you have several memberships out of one. And to just quickly finish, how to approach the association. Follow them on social media. Ask them to attend an event, a specific event they're putting together as a non-member, even potentially offering to volunteer to help with the event. This will allow you to check them out before committing to join. Same with attending their conference and to discover the association and potentially access discounted subscription membership dues if they're offering them. And you can also see, if you are still at university, you can also see if your university is a corporate member of the professional association or a partner, an academic partner. And this way you could access an event and know more about the association before joining. Thank you for listening to that. Do you have questions? I will now try to exit this PowerPoint to look at the chat. If you bear with me for just a second. Right. So, questions. Let me have a look at the chat. Right. So I see, what are the requirements to join a professional association? That depends. That depends on the association itself. So I would, as part of the research that you would do before approaching the association, I would look on their website, and I I haven't checked all the websites obviously, but I would bet that most, if not all of them, explain on their website the requirements to join. And these will vary depending on the country, depending on if it's an association for a specific specialism or not. I see. Could you name any professional association for English? Yes, the ITI, which I've spoken about several times. So this is the Institute of Translation and Interpreting in the UK. That is one. I see questions about AI tools. That is less relevant to professional associations. Um, okay. So I don't see any other question for now. If you have any, please put them in the chat. This gives me an opportunity to circle back to a point that is important and that I didn't have time to cover. This is a way to engage in associations, whether you are already a member, whether you are checking them out or not, is to volunteer. So not just be a member, but also volunteer. All associations, first, it will be important for the association itself because they are always looking for help. Most of them are volunteer-based organizations, even if they have, in some cases, some employed staff. Yeah, there are different ways to, if you don't want to commit to volunteer and you don't have a lot of time, there are different levels of commitment that you can have. You can help out with a specific event, greeting people, helping with the practical side of things. You can help with content on the website of the association. You can help by joining a committee that deals with a specific issue. And so this is important for the association because those associations depend on their members for collective action. But it's also important to you because that way you will get more out of your membership. If you are a member, you will get more, and it will sort of fast track you to a better understanding of the different elements of being a translator or a professional translator or interpreter, especially if you're freelance. The different elements being the language skills, the business skills, the member of a profession part of things. So all the different things, they will come together much more quickly if you volunteer and engage with the professional association you are a part of.
1 minute.
Yeah. So, are there any other questions, or can I? I don't see any other question. So I encourage you to, if you scroll up at the very start of the chat, I put the links to that CPD calendar of that FIT Europe associations use, and also a link to the website of FIT, the International Federation of Translators. You will have a list of organizations to check out there with the professional associations from several countries around the world. So hopefully that will be a good resource for you. And that our time is up. So thank you for listening. And I wish you all the best as you start out in the profession. Goodbye.